are listening to Big Picture You podcast series from VCG Studios.
Good morning, afternoon, or night, everyone. Coming to you from the very pleasant and relaxing VCG Media Broadcast booth, I'm Verve Coach Gordon, and you are listening to Big Picture You, the podcast series where wellness practices and concepts meet practical application and real-life example. Happy summer. I hope you've had a nice one. I know it's been really happy, productive, and pleasant here at the Verve Coach Gordon practice. We are back after a short hiatus. It's been a busy late winter, spring, and summer here at the VCG organization as we have been working on a brand new music-based project and program for youth, which I will elaborate on shortly. Generally, music and online content are beginning to play more and more of an important part in my practice and work, especially where youth wellness and well-being is concerned. And we'll talk about all that shortly as well. In addition, I will be introducing interview episodes in the very near future, so be sure to check out upcoming episodes from my series titled Fearless Females. I'm going to be talking with a different amazing, courageous, and strong female in each episode. I'm really looking forward to the startup and continuation of this series, as I have been considering it for quite a while. I think we are in for some really great narratives from some amazing people. The Big Picture You podcast series is available at our awesome host site, Anchor.fm. It is also available at Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Google Podcasts, Overcast, RadioPublic, and Breaker, and on my YouTube channel as well. Welcome, listeners from around the globe. Thanks for your support, and thanks for tuning in. Here at the VCG organization, we always strive to be a wellness entity and provider that remains super inclusive and equitable in our practices. If you find us to be otherwise, please let me know. I'd also like to mention our partner and sponsor in Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones, the Children's Wellness Initiative, and that is Alpine Bank, Colorado. They are true champions of community engagement and diversity and inclusion. It is because of their generosity that we are able to bring free packets of song and activities books as well as musical instruments for the Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones sessions for the children to keep as their very own. Please drop me a note at gordon@vervecoach.com. I'd love to hear from you. Now, on to Season 3, Episode 2 of Big Picture You podcast series, titled, On May 31st, 2022, The Rules of Engagement Changed Forever. 2 years in the making and synergizing everything I am about and represent, SBJJJ, or SBJ to the third. What that all stands for, actually, is Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones. And with this project, the rules of engagement have truly changed. Now, those words may sound tough and hardline, but that's why I chose them for this wonderful grassroots initiative born from love and care for self and others. Remembering, of course, that positive change does not always have to be painful, upsetting, or adversarial. Very important. Many times we may actually find the opposite to be true. Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones is a nickname that my dad called me by, so there is actually very special meaning behind that moniker, as it rolls me back to my very own childhood. With this global release that happened on May 31st, 2022, my aim is to show you a different approach to lessons and concepts of unity, kindness, empathy, diversity, inclusion, and membership. As mentioned earlier, in general, music is beginning to play a more and more important part in my practices and my work, especially where children and youth well-being are concerned. As such, this initiative comes in the form of a really fun and engaging 12-song musical album. This album reinforces the lessons and concepts of unity, kindness, empathy, diversity, inclusion, and membership. The messages, rhythms, and beats are great for any child of any age. But the lessons on this album are particularly resonating for ages 5 through 12. I've listened to these songs many times, folks, during production, and the takeaways are very, very strong, even for grown-ups. No matter what the child's age, all lessons and learning outcomes, language, and activities are geared to be age-appropriate no matter what the demographic. There is a song and activity book available, and all associated activities and materials are designed in such a way that makes them an effective teaching and learning tool, whether guided by parents, educators, counselors, or even self-guided by children. And besides all that, it's simply big old fun. You know, where youth and child wellness is concerned, we, as in society, are experiencing a public health emergency that must be addressed from different angles and aspects. The importance of early learning, play, and play therapy, as well as interactive learning experiences that address multiple learning styles, providing an effective yet fun experience, have become the focus of educators in education, health and wellness professionals, and government entities in recent years. Some would say this is long overdue, but again, it's going to take the team at large and a more holistic, big picture approach based in youth empowerment and wellness. No one person or entity holds all the answers. I have spent well over a decade now working within the dynamics of diversity and inclusion, membership and belonging, individual identity versus group identity, as well as social justice and equity and implicit bias management for youth and adults. I have facilitated small and large group trainings. I have been a personal coach to adult clients and a mentor to youth and students. I have trained and coached nearly 3,000 students and adults, including many police officers. Now, it is indeed time for a new and different approach. An approach that boils everything down to a super rich consommé or stock. An approach that synergizes not only my work and wellness methodologies, but also represents all that I am at the very core, my heart of hearts, as well as the big picture of Verve Coach Gordon. I'm going to roll the clock back a little bit first, though. When I was a very small child, preschool, at home with my stay-at-home mom, one of my automated babysitters was an album called Ranger Andy Sings Songs of the Forest. All my mom had to do, basically, was put on that album, and I would be occupied for hours. Not that the album was hours long, just that I loved it and would listen over and over and over. And I would bet that a lot of you out there have had some type of music that you grabbed onto as a child will always resonate with you. Now, Ranger Andy sang songs about nature and positive values. Besides all the lessons I learned and the fun I had listening to the music, I realized more than ever that I had a learning experience that has resonated throughout my entire lifetime, without ever realizing at the time that I was learning and not fully realizing that the music sparked a lifelong learning process. I have had my Ranger Andy album in its original jacket hanging on my studio wall for years as a piece of memorabilia, but now it has greater meaning than ever before. It is apparent at this point that Ranger Andy is indeed the foundation for Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones Sings Songs of Learning and Love. But, coupled with those early learning experiences, I have all of the lived experience and education to really infuse a musical project with deep messaging that, again, is not so obvious up front, because a huge focus of Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones is fun, play, and interaction. Play and play therapy is not only for children, but it is also important that grown-ups play as well. Not only in what we define as grown-up play, but also in childlike ways. Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones provides an opportunity for grown-ups to play with children in environments that foster love, care, unity, and togetherness. All the while teaching musical concepts and activities, a real bonus. And when I was a kid, and to this day, music has been a constant and positive through line for me. So, 11 empowering and impactful songs, 12 including the introduction, that reinforce lessons and concepts of, one more time, unity, kindness, empathy, diversity, inclusion, and membership. Powerful stuff, and I will expand on the messaging and content in a moment. Before we close out this episode, I will let you know where you can access all of the free resources mentioned earlier, as well as the retail pack, and a bit about the Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones School and Group Workshop that is part of our Getting Along Through Song workshop series. For live group sessions and workshops, Sonny Boy will actually come in with guitar, harmonicas, percussion, and lead the workshops in person. The live workshop is 1 hour as a standalone, but can certainly be part of a larger training day or conference. That being said, now, as I do in each episode, I will relate the episode's main content to some of the 11 energies of the verve. I usually limit myself to only a few of the energies, but today I'm going to curate a relationship for each song relative to the energy of the verve it represents. Most of the energies have been renamed to fit a more youthful model, so I'll tell you the energy and the number, then the Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones title. Following that, I will quote a line from the lyrics of each song. This is going to be way cool. Energy number 1, passion. Fashion from passion. I'm going to use my passion to rise to my highest, stay on a positive path, and if I stray along my way, I'll use my passion to bring me right on back. Energy number 2, enthusiasm. Retitled, It's an Awesome Day. Come with me and have some fun. We can play out in the sun. I have smiles if you want some on this awesome day. Energy number 3, compassion. Retitled, Feel the Sunshine. So I sat with them for a while. Together we felt the sunshine. Just to have somebody there who shows they really care is all I needed to fly. Moving on to energy number 4, openness. Retitled, Open Up Your Heart. Enjoy new and amazing things. Enjoy new people and ways. Enjoy the wonder that springtime brings. Enjoy new games to play. Very important. Be open to new games to play. Energy number 5, sincerity. Retitled, Wishing You a Happy Day. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say, no matter what the time of day. As we roll along, singing a song, I'm wishing you a happy day. Moving right along, energy number 6, truth. Retitled, Truth Be Told. If you always tell the truth, it will be better for me and you. It will help to make us stronger in everything we do. It'll give you a warm and fuzzy as you live from day to day, so use it to enjoy your work or play. The music from that is the jingle in this episode, at the top of the episode, and writing out at the end. Energy number 7, self-value, retitled, I Like Me. When I go to bed at night and I finally close my eyes, I'll dream of great adventures that take me far and wide. I'll know my dreams are worthy, and I'll know I'm worthy too, 'cause I like me and it makes me feel good. Energy number 8, forgiveness. Retitled, Help Us All Get Along. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes we all make mistakes, and things may happen, so it's important that we watch how we behave. And at the end of the day, it's really cool to say we know forgiveness. Energy number 9, sparkle. Sparkle into the darkle. There's something in the way we look that turns us into me. A shine and a glimmer too that I can show to we. A shine that shines in day or night. A glimmer that brings a special light. Energy number 10, courage. Retitled, Counting Down for Courage. So it really doesn't matter if you're royalty or working in a job. Sometimes we have to be courageous just to be ourselves. Courage to face the day. Courage to sleep through the night. Courage to rise each morning. And courage to live your life. And energy number 11, the always overarching love. Retitled, Love, If Only. If I could fold a paper plane built out of love, I'd fly around the world one day dropping kindness from above. Now I invite you, the listener, to listen to the music and ferret out and explore further connections to the 11 energies on your own. If you have children in your life or know folks that do, please help me get this grassroots movement moving in a big way. Reach out. We'll get some packets out there. We'll get some conversation going. 3 most important aspects of the Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones program and album are messaging, messaging, messaging. A slight pun there, but I really do feel that this is vital messaging that must be distributed far and wide. Okay, now, where to access all of the Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones goodies? The full album is available at over 140 streaming services, including all of the most popular ones. The artist is Gordon Tunes, and the album is called Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones Sings Songs of Learning and Love. It is also available at the Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones YouTube channel in the form of lyric videos to sing and play along with. A PDF of the song and activities book is available through my website, vervecoach.com, under the media menu item. Finally, a retail pack or individual CD is available at my online store. Just go to my website and click the shop menu item. The retail pack includes a CD, a printed song and activities book, and 2 child-sized percussion instruments. And of course, the live session, wherein Sonny Boy himself comes in person to lead the fun and learning. Remembering all the while, folks, that regardless of my songs, stories, examples, and narratives, this is truly all about your journey, while fortifying the notion that greater harmony within ourselves in our own lives will certainly bring about greater harmony in our groups, organizations, and institutions, and vice versa. My hope is that I'm providing you with useful and empowering tools and takeaways. This is not only my only hope, but also my goal and mission. Alrighty now, here's the big picture big picture takeaway for today's episode. Bottom line, when I was in college, one of my advisors kept saying that I am the guy who wanted everybody to hold hands and sing Kumbaya. At that time, I took offense, as though this implied weakness or subservience. Every now and then, I got the feeling that through this, certain people were trying to make me feel weak or subservient. But as I mentioned earlier in the program and in previous episodes, I have indeed been around the block more than a few times. And after all that has been said and done, here I am with one of the most vital and amazing works of my entire life, all based in song and in my heart and in my desire for people to get along. What I once viewed as a detriment, I now view as a superpower. That is a huge lesson and learning experience in itself. Truly an awesome display of synergizing a full lifetime to date while expressing the joy and harmony in my heart of hearts. If anyone wants to know who I am and what I am about, just direct them to Sonny Boy Jim Jack Jones. And I'll just chuck in this little motivator that helps drive me. If we strive to do our very best, our success rates will be much higher than if we try very little or not at all. It really is that simple. As together, we bring about our most fulfilling big picture you, big picture me, and big picture us. And since our lives are an open and wonderful canvas on which to create a beautiful masterpiece of humanness and humanity, I must thank you for the opportunity to provide you with the materials, tools, and mediums to assist you in creating your life's masterpiece. And please remember my From My Heart to Your Heart posts, post every Monday morning across social media or available as private text messages. Just little inspiring or motivating tidbits to kickstart your week. Thanks so much for tuning into Episode 2, Season 3, Big Picture You podcast series, titled, On May 31st, 2022, The Rules of Engagement Changed Forever. Please tune into the broadcast next time for Season 3, Episode 3, the first episode of the very exciting interview series, Fearless Females, featuring an engaging and empowering interview with one fearless and accomplished female in each episode. It's going to be a great series to catch right from the beginning.
You are listening to Big Picture You podcast series from VCG Studios.
Please visit my website for news and announcements, as well as regular updates. Lots of good stuff coming your way from the VCG organization, so please join us and stay with us for the journey. It's going to be an excellent ride. All content, text, and music in the Big Picture You podcast series is copyright Verve Coach Gordon unless otherwise cited. Thanks so much for listening to the broadcast today. If you have any feedback, please reach out to me at gordon@vervecoach.com with questions or even answers for that matter. Remember, kindness is beautiful, both toward others and yourself, in creating an amazing and empowering big picture you, big picture me, and big picture us. Be well, my friends.